Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Today I want to talk to you about the practice of Buddhism. Why I have to do it again and again about the practice? Because the practice is very important, okay? A lot of people, they think they know Buddhism or they study Buddhism. That will be sufficient. That's only the tip of the iceberg, okay? Because you study without practicing, really it's only, we do only 30%. The practice make you understand better, make you penetrate it, like you study in school, okay? First you have elementary education, secondary education, undergraduate, and then you go further, go to graduate school. But even after graduate school, you have a skill. So you really at the application what you learn. So in Buddhism, the same way. You study a little bit about the theory, but you can never have a profound understanding of Buddhism unless you practice it. And practice make it good. There one saying they said, you study without practicing. You carry a big bag of book in your bag, it's too heavy. And sometimes we have go to the point, become very arrogant. We think that we know about Buddhism. It's not. Buddhism is so profound. And you see, even the Buddha right now, they're practicing too. They do it. They give us a good example. And they understand Buddhism, but they still practicing because they want to have know more and more deep down what the meaning of Buddhism. So we need to study more. Why the monk and nun we have to practice? We dedicate our life to the practice Buddhism. We want to study. We study all our life about the theory, about the Dharma. But without practicing, we never can understand. We never can apply to our life and help the other people. And life is the way you teach the other people, like you're adult, you want to teach the younger people. You have to set up the example. You cannot do that vaguely and superficially. They don't believe you. So if you are true Buddhist practitioner, you need to set example. First, you help yourself by studying, by practicing, and after that, you can help the other people. Help yourself first, study and practice it. And you know that Buddha teaches, we have body and mind. Mind, let's say like the common sense. The mind in Buddhism, you have 8 parts. The consciousness from 1 to 6. And then they have mana, the mana consciousness. And then they have alaya consciousness. So we need to understand that. The most important is alaya consciousness because it's the storage. It's like one you get everything you put in there, your body, mind, and speech. You put in there, on the seat you throw in there. It stays with you. And you go from one life to the next life. The 7, from the 1 to 7, it disappears after we die, after we change to another life. But the number 8, that alaya consciousness, follow us, go from one life to the next. So you want to have a better life, you need to sow a lot of good seeds in there. It follows you. The bad seed and the good seed, it's about con and pro, okay? If you have something pro, good for you, it have a better next life. If you have something not good, the con, and that's not a good life. So think about that. Think about the practice, okay? The practice not only what you say that you practice only when you go to the temple or you serve some time. You practice all the time. Like in real life, when you do something good, and that's the practice, and you apply what you study, you apply it on your professional life. Okay, that's the good practice, and apply what you study and practice it. So practice make it good, but you need practice daily. Sometimes, you get the official practice, you spend about 15, 20, half an hour is a practice, but during the day or when you're resting, you still got practice too. Apply what you study, apply it, and don't be arrogant. Some people, they study few books or watch a few movie, few online teaching. They think they know. It's not that. You have to study more. You have to study profoundly. Okay? You have to reflect on what you study, what you learn, and assimilate it. After you assimilate it, you apply what you learn to your life. So practice. Remember to practice. You are a practitioner. You need to practice it. The study go along with the practice. Remember that. You practice without study, you become a blind faith. But if you study and practice, it's complete. It makes you practice better and make it meaningful. And you help yourself before help other people. You want to help your loved one, practice it. You have to help your friends, practice it. You help to help the other people you don't know, the neutral people, practice it. You want to help your enemy, practice it. You have no enemy. You teach them love. You teach them loving kindness, loving compassion, and you enchant them. They need to change themselves after learning from you, after see you example. That you good practice. So practice it, practice it. That's the only way you can advance it. Okay? You advance, it makes your life prettier. Some people they think, like paradise or nirvana or hell in the other afterlife. No, it's in this life. If you do something good, something beneficial to the other people, you go to paradise. You live here now, it's a paradise. If you do something bad, you have to worry and you have to regret it. That's hell. And it is real life, okay? So live a good life and practice it. Remember, practice daily. And it will help you. And keep studying and be humble, be modest. It's the best way to do it, okay? Don't be like some people, they think, I know Buddhism. No, we have to study. The Buddhism, we know it, it's so profound. We can eat out if our life. You can study all your life. You still cannot penetrate, understand the three baskets. You have three baskets to go. Okay? And if you spend time since you are a child up to about old age, you still cannot finish the three baskets. So keep studying, keep practicing, benefit yourself and benefit the other people. That's the practice of Buddhism. I just insist on practicing. Look at the monk and nun. They dedicate their life, they devote their life to Buddhism. They still have to learn, they still have to practice daily because they want to help themselves before they can help you. Okay? That everybody is. And look on these Buddha, they still practicing. All the Bodhisattva, they still practicing. Because we have in Buddhism, we have no cult of personality. Buddha say that, I'm the Buddha, you are Buddha in the future. What is Buddha? It's an awakened person, the person who see, who find the truth, who find the true self, who find the substance of the Dharma, not the form. Everything we study superficially is the form. The one we penetrate, the one you understand deeply, that's the substance. So think about substance and form. Okay? That's the one I talked to you today. I hope that all of us, we try to help each other by practicing, by studying, and we will benefit the other people. Namo Sakyamuni Buddha. Probably do you think the one ring the bell, probably the Robert, do you think?
Maybe.
He can come tomorrow at 7 to talk to us about how much you charge for the gate. 7 to tomorrow night. Yeah, I go to swim tomorrow, so I should be here before 7. So you and me and Leon, we talked to him about that, and he make all the girder for that, the girder and the gate. Hopefully put the gate, you know. If they can start quick, you know, probably it takes him probably 1 or 2 weeks to finish. We have a gate to be very pretty. If I think about Bodhi,
Speech and mind in perfect oneness, I send my heart along with the sound of the bell. May the hearers awaken from forgetfulness and transcend all anxiety and sorrow. Listen, listen, this wonderful sound brings me back to my true home.
incense offered in
Gratitude we offer this incense to all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas throughout space and time. May it be fragrant as earth herself, reflecting our careful efforts, our wholehearted mindfulness, and the fruit of understanding slowly ripening. May we and all beings be companions of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas.
opening verse. The sand.
And the censer now is burning all the Dharma realm in every place, auspicious clouds appearing, our sincere intention thus fulfilling, as all Buddhas now show their perfect body. Homage to the incense cloud canopy bodhisattva and grain bodhisattvas. Homage to the eternally abiding Buddhas, the supreme Dharma, sagely Sangha throughout the Dharma realm and the realm of empty space and 3 periods of time. To the fundamental teacher Shakyamuni Buddha, Maitreya, honored future Buddha, Manjushri, great wisdom bodhisattva, universal great conduct bodhisattva, all Dharma guarding Deva Bodhisattvas, and the magic mountain assembly of Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. To Amitabha Buddha in the land of ultimate bliss, Avalokiteshvara, great compassion Bodhisattva, great strength Bodhisattva, earth store great vow Bodhisattva, and the assembly of great pure sea like Bodhisattvas.
We didn't measure it fit exactly. It's so funny, Everything looked like we planned, but we didn't plan it. Just it happened. It looked like they were gathering Bodhisattva and tell us what to do. I didn't know the plan. I didn't do anything. That's it.
Chanting the chapter 25 of the Lotus Sutra.
Great compassion drive. Great compassion drive 1,000 years. You're only one like this.
Namo Ratna Trayaya, Namo Harya Avalokiteshvaraya, Bodhisattvaya, Mahasattvaya, Mahakarunikaya, Om Savalavati, Sudanasasya, Namaskritva Namanarya, Avalokiteshvararantava, Namo Nihanta, Shri Mahapatashami, Sarvadata Shubham, Ashiyom, Sarvasattva Namo Pastava Namo Bhagamabateto Tadyatha Om Avalokaloka Kalati Ishiri Mahabodhisattva Sabo Sabo Mara Mara Mashi Mashiridayo Goro Goro Gamyen Doro Doro Bashyati Mahabashyati Dara Dara Dirini Shabasnin Barashaya Holo Holo Pra Holo Holo Shri Sara Sara Siri Siri Soro Soro Bodhaya 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 Maitreya Nilakanta Trisharana Swaha Setaya Swaha Mahasitaya Swaha Setaya Ye Shvaraya Swaha Nilakante Swaha Pranila Swaha Shisamahokaya Swaha Sarva Mahahastaya Swaha Chakrahastaya Swaha Padma Keshaya Swaha Nilakantam Pantalaya Swaha Mohori Shankaraya Swaha Namo Ratnatrayaya Namo Harya Avalokite Shavaraya Swaha Om Sidyanto Mandrapataya Swaha Body is bringing morning light in concentration. My heart is at a half smile is born on my lips. This is a new day, and I vow to go through it in mindful. The sun of wisdom has risen, shining in every direction. Noble Sangha diligent. Bring your mind into meditation. Namo Shakyamo Naye Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamo Naye Bodhaya. Namo Shakyamo Naye Bodhaya. Sutra, the universal gateway of the Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds. Namo Sutra of the lotus of the wonderful law. Namo Sutra of the lotus of the wonderful law. Namo Sutra of the lotus of the wonderful law. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva Namo Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Time the Bodhisattva inexhaustible intent immediately rose from his seat, bared his right shoulder, spread his palms together, and facing the Buddha, spoke these words: World honored one, this Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds. Why is he called perceiver of the world sounds? The Buddha said to Bodhisattva, inexhaustible intent, good man, suppose there are immeasurable hundreds, thousands, 10,000s, millions of living beings who are undergoing various trials and suffering. If they this Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and single-mindedly call it, then at once he will perceive the sound of their voices, and they will all gain deliverance from their trials. If someone holding fast to the name of Buddha, perceiver of the world sound, should enter a great fire, the fire could not burn him. This would come about because of this Bodhisattva's authority and supernatural power. If one were washed away by a great flooding, call upon his, one would immediately find himself in a place. Suppose there were 100 suppose a fierce wind should blow their course, and it drifted to the land of Rakshas demons. If among those people there is even just one who calls the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the worlds, then all those people will be delivered from their troubles, and this is why he is called perceiver. If a person who faces imminent threat of attack should call the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and the swords by his attackers would instantly shatter into so many pieces, and he would be delivered, throwing enough yakshas and rakshas to fill all the 1,000,000,000 full world should try to come. And the person, if they hear him calling the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and these evil demons even be able to look at him with their evil eyes, much less to him harm. Suppose in a place filled with all the evil-hearted bandits of the 1,000,000,000, a merchant leader who is guiding a band of merchants carrying valuable treasures over a steep and dangerous road, and then one man shouts out these words: "Good men must single-mindedly call on the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, can grant fearlessness to living beings. If you call his name, you will be delivered from these evil-hearted bandits." Then when the band of merchants hear this, they all together raise their voices, saying, "Hail to the Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds," and call his name, they are at once able to gain deliverance, inexhaustible intent, the authority and supernatural power of the Bodhisattva and Mahasattva, perceiver of the world sounds, are as mighty as this. If there should be living beings beset by numerous cravings, let them think with constant reverence of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and then they can shed their desires. If great wrath and ire, let them think with constant reverence of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and then they can shed ire. If they have great ignorance and stupidity, let them think with constant Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and they can rid themselves of stupidity. Inexhaustible intent, the Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, possesses great authority and supernatural powers, as I have described, and can confer many benefits. Reason living beings should constantly keep the thought of him in mind. If a woman wishes to give birth to a male child, she should offer obeisance and Sattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and then she will bear a son blessed with merit, virtue, and wisdom. And if she wishes to bear a daughter, she will bear one. The marks of comeliness, one who in the past planted the roots of virtue and is loved and respected by many persons, inexhaustible and the Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, has power to do all this. If there are living beings who pay respect and obeisance to Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, their good fortune will bleeding or vain. Suppose living beings should accept and uphold the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, inexhaustible intent. Suppose there is a person who accepts and upholds the names of as many Bodhisattvas as there are sands in 62,000,000 Ganges, and for us present body last he offers them alms in the form of food and drink, clothing, bedding, and medicines. What is your opinion? Should this good man or good woman benefits, or would he not? Inexhaustible intent reply, they would be very many. World honored one, the Buddha said, suppose also that there is a person who accepts and upholds the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and even just once offers him omniscience and alms, a good fortune. Pain by these two persons would be exactly equal, and difference for 100, 1,000, 10,000, a million kalpas. It would never be exhausted or run out inexhaustible. If one accepts and upholds the name of Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, he will gain the benefit of merit. True, that is as immeasurable and boundless as this Bodhisattva, inexhaustible, intense, said to the world-honored one. Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, how does he come and go in the Saha world? How does he preach the law for the sake of living beings? How does the power of expedient means apply? In this case, the Buddha said to Bodhisattva, inexhaustible, intent, good man, if there are living beings who need someone in the body of a Buddha in order to be saved, Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, immediately manifests himself in a Buddha body and preaches Allah for them. If they need someone in a Prateka Buddha's body in order to be saved, immediately he manifests take a Buddha's body and preaches Allah for them. If they need a voice hearer to be immediately he becomes a voice hearer and preaches Allah for them. If they need King Brahma to be saved, immediately he becomes Brahma and preaches Allah for them. If they need the Lord Chakra to be saved, immediately he becomes a Lord Chakra, preaches Allah for them. If they need the heavenly being freedom to be saved, immediately he becomes heavenly being freedom and preaches Allah for them. If they need a great general of heaven to be saved, immediately great general of heaven and preaches Allah for them. If they need a protector to be saved, immediately he becomes protector, preaches Allah for them. If they need a petty king to be saved, immediately he becomes a petty, preaches Allah for them. If they need a rich man to be saved, immediately he becomes a rich man and preaches for them. If they need a householder to be saved, immediately he becomes a householder and preaches Allah. If they need a chief minister to be saved, immediately he becomes a chief minister and preaches Allah for them. If they need a Brahmin to be saved, immediately he becomes a Brahmin and preaches Allah for them. If they need a monk, a layman believer, or a laywoman believer, and preaches Allah for them. If they need the wife of a rich man, of a householder, a chief minister, or a Brahmin to be saved, immediately he becomes those wives and preaches Allah for them. If they need a young boy or a young girl, saved Allah for them. If they need a heavenly being, a dragon, a yaksha, a gandharva, sura, a garuda, hakim, nara, a mahuraga, a human or a non-human being to be immediately he becomes all these and preaches Allah for them. If they need a Vajra bearing God and preaches Allah for them. Inexhaustible intent, this Bodhisattva priest of the world sounds has succeeded in acquiring benefits such as these, and taking on a variety of different forms goes up the land, saving living beings. For this reason you and the others should single-mindedly offer alms to Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and fearlessness on those who are in fearful, pressing, or difficult circumstances. This is why in the Saha world everyone calls him bestower of fearless Sattva, inexhaustible intent, said to the Buddha, world-honored one. Now I must offer alms to Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, and he took from his neck a necklace adorned with numerous precious gems worth 100 or 1,000 pieces of gold, and presented it to Bodhisattva, saying, Sir, please accept this necklace of precious gems as a gift in the Dharma. At that time, Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, was unwilling to accept the gift. Inexhaustible intent spoke once more to Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, saying, Sir, out of compassion For us, please accept this necklace. And the Buddha said to Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, out of compassion for this Bodhisattva, inexhaustible intent, and for the four kinds of believers, the heavenly kings, dragons, yakshas, gandharvas, asuras, garudas, kimnaras, as human and non-human beings, you should accept this necklace. Thereupon the Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, having compassion, four kinds of believers and the heavenly beings, dragons, human and non-human beings, and the accepted the necklace, and dividing it into two parts, presented one part to Shakyamuni Buddha and presented the other to the tower of the Buddha. Many treasures, the Buddha said, inexhaustible intent. These are the kinds of freely exercised supernatural powers that Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, displays in his comings and goings in the Saha world. At the time Bodhisattva, inexhaustible intent, posed this question in verse form: World honored one replied with wonderful features, I now ask you once again, for what reason that Buddha's son is named Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, a world honored one, endowed with wonderful features, reply to inexhaustible intent in verse. Listen to the actions of the perceiver of sounds, how aptly he responds in various quarters. His vast deep as the ocean kapas past, but it remains unfathomable. He has attended many thousands and millions, setting forth his great pure vow. I will describe him and outline for you. Listen to his name, observe his body, bear him in mind, not passing the time vainly, for he can wipe out the pains of existence. Suppose someone should conceive a wish to harm you, should push you into a great pit of fire. Think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and the pit of fire will change into a pond. If you should be drift on the vast ocean, menaced by dragons, fish, and various demons, think on the power perceiver of sounds, and the billows and waves cannot drown you. Suppose you are on the peak of Mount Sumeru when someone pushes you off. Think on of the perceiver of sounds, and you will hang in midair like the sun. Suppose you are pursued by evil men who wish to throw you down from a diamond mountain. Think on the of that perceiver of sounds, and they cannot harm a hair of you. Suppose you are surrounded by evil-hearted bandits, each brandishing and think on the power of that perceiver of sounds, and at once all will be swayed by compassion. Suppose you encounter with the king's law, face punishment, about to forfeit your life. Think on the power of the perceiver of sounds. Executioner's sword will be broken to bits. Suppose you are imprisoned in cage and lock, hands and feet bound by fetters. Think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and they will fall off, leaving you free. Suppose with and various poisonous herbs someone should try to injure you. Think on the power of the perceiver sounds, and the injury will rebound upon the originator. Suppose you encounter evil rakshas, poison dragons, and various demons. Think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and then none of them will dare to harm you. If evil beasts should encircle their sharp fangs and claws, inspiring terror, think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and they will scamper in boundless retreat. If lizards, snakes, vipers, scorpions threaten you with poison breath, like sears, like flame, think on the of that perceiver of sounds, and hearing your voice they will flee of themselves. If clouds should bring thunder and lightning strike, if drenching rain comes down, think on the power of the perceiver of sounds, and at that moment vanish away. If living beings encounter weariness or peril, immeasurable suffering pressing, the power of the perceiver of sounds, wonderful wisdom can save them from suffering of the world. He is endowed with transcendental powers and widely practices the expedient means of wisdom throughout the lands and the 10 directions. There is no region not manifests himself in many different kinds of evil circumstances in the realms of hell, hungry spirits or beasts. The sufferings of birth, old age, sickness, and death, all this he bit by bit wipes out. He of the true gaze, a pure gaze, a gaze of great and encompassing wisdom, the gaze of pity, compassion. Constantly we implore him, constantly look up is pure life, free of blemish, is a son of wisdom, dispelling says he can quell the wind and fire of misfortune, and everywhere bring light to the world. The precepts from his compassionate body shake us like thunder. The wonder of his pitying mind is like a great cloud. He sends down the sweet dew, the Dharma rain, to quench the flames of earthly desires. When lawsuits bring you before the officials, when terrified in the midst of an army, think on the power of that perceiver of sounds and hatred. Storms will be dispelled, wonderful sound, perceiver of the world sound, Brahma sound, the Sitai sound, they surpass those sounds of the world. Therefore you should think on them from thought to thought, never entertaining doubt, perceiver of the world sound, pure, say true those in suffering of death. He can offer aid and support, endowed with all benefits. He views living beings with compassionate eyes, the sea of his accumulated measurable. Therefore you should bow your head to him. At that time the Bodhisattva earth holder immediately rose from his seat, advanced and said to the Buddha, world honored one, if there are living beings who hear this chapter on Bodhisattva, perceiver of the world sounds, on the freedom action, his manifestation of a universal gateway and his transcendental powers, it should be known that the benefits these persons gain are not few. When the Buddha preached this chapter on the universal gateway, a multitude of 84,000 persons assembly all concede the determination to attain the unparalleled state of Anuttara Samyak Sambuddhi. Sattva Havalokita, while moving in the deep course of perfect understanding, shed light on the doesn't found them equally empty. After this penetration, he overcame ill-beingness, and Shariputra, form is emptiness. Emptiness is form, form is not other than emptiness. Emptiness is not other than form. Perceptions, mental formations, and consciousness. Listen, Shariputra, all dharmas are marked with emptiness. They are neither produced nor destroyed, neither defiled nor immaculate, neither increasing nor decreasing. Therefore, in emptiness is neither form nor feelings, no perceptions nor mental formations, nor consciousness, no eye or ear or nose or tongue or body or mind, no form, no smell, no taste, no touch, no object, no mind, no realms of elements, no interdependent origins, and no extinction. Them no ill-being, no cause of ill-being, no end of ill-being, and no path, no understanding, no attainment, because there is no attainment. The Bodhisattva's ground in perfect understanding, find no obstacles for their minds. Having no obstacles, they overcome fear, liberating themselves forever from illusion. Arrive at full right and universal enlightenment. Therefore one should know that perfect understanding, unequal, the destroyer of ill-being, the incorruptible truth, Amatra Prashna Paramita, should therefore be proclaimed. Gate Gate Parak Samgate Bodhi Swaha, Gate Gate Para, Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Swaha, Gate Gate Para, Gate Para Samgate Bodhi Swaha.
Invoking the Bodhisattva's name, we
invoke your name, Avalokiteshvara. We aspire to learn your way of listening in order to help relieve the suffering in the world. You know how to understand. We invoke your name in order to practice listening with all our attention and open heart. We will sit and listen without any prejudice. We will sit and listen without judging or reacting. We will sit, listen listen in order to understand. We will sit and listen so attentively that we will be able to hear what the other person is saying and also what is being left unsaid. We know that just by listening deeply we alleviate a great deal of pain and suffering in the other person. Refuge in the Buddha, the one who shows me the way in this life. I take refuge in the Dharma, the way of understanding and of love. I take refuge in the Sangha, the community that lives in harmony and awareness. In the refuge of Buddha, I clearly see the path of light and beauty, and the dwelling in the refuge of Dharma, I learn to open many doors on the path of transformation. Dwelling in the refuge of Sangha, shining light thus supports me, keeping my practice free of obstruction. Refuge in the Buddha, in myself I aspire to help all people recognize their own awakened nature, realizing the mind of taking refuge in the Dharma. In myself I aspire to help all people fully master the ways of practice and walk together on the path of liberation, taking refuge in the Sangha. In myself I aspire to help all people build fourfold communities to embrace all beings and support their transformation. Citing the sutras, practicing the way of awareness gives rise to benefits without limit. We vow to share the fruits with all beings. Vow to offer tribute to parents, teachers, friends, and numerous beings who give guidance and support along